I'm sorry. I hate to be a doomer about this, but you either comply with allowing Donald Trump and Elon to just do whatever they want with all the laws and all the rules in all the country, or you physically stop them, which will lead to violence. That's all we have. There are no laws that Donald Trump will respect. There are no rules that Elon will not step over. Cybertruck appears to be more deadly than the infamous Ford Pinto, according to a new analysis. I'm sure this has nothing to do with anything that's happening in the world right now. I don't know why I even brought it up, right? Why would I even point out the shocking failure of the Tesla truck? It's not like the guy who invented it and talked about it and bragged about it for a goddamn decade is in charge of our entire fucking planet right now.
Hello human, it is me Kanuch. I need you to press the subscribe button. I have to feed my many AI babies.
The site arrives at the conclusion by comparing the total units sold so far, 34,438 for the Cybertruck, compared to the 3 million for the ill-fated Pinto, discontinued in 1980, and comparing reported fire fatalities for both. The current rate of horrible fiery deaths project the Cybertruck will have 14 fatalities per 100,000 units, far eclipsing the Pinto's 0.85. In absolute terms, 27 Pinto drivers died in fires, while 5 Cybertruck drivers have suffered the same fate, at least so far. This is bad, y'all. This is real bad. This is so damn unnecessary. And that leads me into today's topic. You can see the title. You can see the what I'm going to rant about today. Elon is ruining our society. He really is. Rome wasn't built in a day. It's a stupid old saying, you've heard it 1,000 times, but what does it really mean? It means that big, impressive societies that have a lot of moving parts are not easy to assemble. Putting together intricate networks takes time. You can be pissed off about the US government, and that's fine. You can be upsetty spaghetti about the slow, plodding way that the government operates. But that's how it's supposed to operate. Slow, plodding, careful. You do not want a lightning-fast government. A slow, deliberate, and cautious government will harm the fewest people. All government actions have the chance for harm, even the good actions. Well, before I get into the rant, there's a dog licking my toes. We have to take a break. We have to take a Bobo break because he's here. Bobo break. I know. I was just getting into the zone. Oh, he just got back from his walk, so he is wet and muddy and icy and filthy and stinky. He just got back from his walk. He is muddy and wet and smells like ass, like a wet dog. He is stinky and gross, aren't you? He doesn't like that I'm talking bad about him. He doesn't like it. Oh, God. And now I'm muddy and stinky, and I smell like a wet dog. It's true. He does have a fragile ego. We have to baby him and speak nicely of him. Okay, yeah. Bobo break before I get into the good part of the rant. The rant. What was I talking about? All government actions can harm you, even the good ones. Building a large school could disrupt the ecosystem, displacing wildlife. Building a road to that school could cause traffic and noise where there was none before. Building a stoplight for that traffic could cause accidents. Those accidents will need the attention of more police. Those police will need to be paid for by local taxes. Those taxes could be placed on small businesses who are already struggling. Those businesses will fail and they get replaced by corporations like Walmart. Walmart then becomes the main source of employment in the area. And they pay so poorly that all of their employees are on food stamps and government assistance. People leave the area because there are no job opportunities. The population drops. And now the school that started all this sits empty and unused. Everything is connected to everything. And that is the point. You do not live in a vacuum. America is not isolated. Our global society is a gigantic web of interconnected nodes. Elon Musk is chopping them down with reckless abandon. Holistic approach. Everything is connected to everything. There are no islands. No man is an island. So let's look at this right here. Not that. We already saw that. The greatest threat we've ever faced. U.S. Treasury Division classifies Doge staff as extreme danger. The intelligence team within the department recommended stripping Doge staffers of their access to data immediately because they're just in there doing whatever they want with reckless abandon. An intelligence team within the U.S. Treasury Department said Elon Musk's slash and burn Department of Government Efficiency represents the single greatest insider threat risk they have ever faced in an email sent to staffers this week. That email, in which the agency's threat intelligence team recommends suspending all access to members of Doge, was obtained by Wired. News of the team's feelings on the seemingly widespread incursion into sensitive data by Elon Musk's youth brigade came after Doge had its access to Bureau of Fiscal Services records significantly curtailed by a federal judge. There is ongoing litigation, congressional legislation, and widespread protests relating to Doge's access to the Treasury and the Bureau of Fiscal Services. If Doge members have any access to payment systems, we recommend suspending that access immediately and conducting a comprehensive review of all the actions they may have taken in the systems. This might not matter. A federal judge has blocked Elon Musk's Doge from accessing sensitive U.S. Treasury Department material, but it might not matter. It may be too late. Lawsuits take time, years sometimes. He is taking that information now. You might not be able to stop him with laws and judges. We need the federal law enforcement to step in. Bad news, they're owned by Donald Trump. He is in charge of executing and administering the Justice Department and the federal law enforcement. And because he won't do anything, because he likes it, the laws will be ignored. The lawsuits will be ignored. The judge's words are ignored. Let's look at this one. See this guy. You probably saw this guy. Some dude. I've been calling him. This is some dude just standing in front of the Department of Education. Now, some dude here wants to be harassed. There are armed security guards behind the door. You can probably see them. I'm going to play the video but without the audio because they're not saying anything important. Here is some dude, and you can see some armed security guards in the back. This is the Department of Education, which I pay for as an American taxpayer, but she can't get in. We don't know what's going on in there. Some dude is blocking the entrance. Why is some dude there? Some dude is there because he wants to be harmed. He wants the protesters to push him out of the way. He wants to be put in handcuffs. He wants someone to get rough with him so that he can probably draw down on them and defend himself violently. He wants violence. He is there as a violence starter. He is the kindling in this little bonfire that we've got going on. And make no mistake, violence is on the way. Elon Musk will continue to disregard what the courts say. He will continue to ignore legislation. He will continue to walk into places that he is not allowed with his little 4chan neo-Nazi team and plug in equipment that is not certified or accepted or a part of the government. And he will take and take and take because he does not care about the law. He does not care about the rules. He's too stupid to audit anything. He's just doing whatever the fuck he wants. And the only way to stop him now is physically. Literally, people with badges and handcuffs have to stop them. But that's not a good answer because enforcement is under Donald Trump's purview. He is in charge of the Department of Justice. He is in charge of the law enforcement within the federal government. So even if the lady here convinced some cops to take away some guy would cry to Donald Trump. Donald Trump would come on TV and he would look into the camera. She arrested some guy. Some guy was doing nothing wrong. He was just standing there peacefully protecting your government. She had him arrested. I'm making him a special czar to all law enforcement agencies. Everyone must report to some guy. He was harmed. He was injured. He was ruined. Marsha Blackburn, there is now a warrant for your arrest. That's what he would do. If she had the police remove some guy right here, he would have her arrested. And then she would say no. And then some guy would get removed from jail by other law enforcement. And then we have a law enforcement fight. And then the federal law enforcement would have to pick a side. Do I listen to the Congress and the Constitution, or do I listen to the president? This is going to happen. I don't think it's not going to happen. This is going to happen. We only have two choices at this point: comply or violence. That's all. That's the only two choices we have left. I'm sorry. I hate to be a doomer about this, but you either comply with allowing Donald Trump and Elon to just do whatever they want with all the laws and all the rules in all the country, or you physically stop them, which will lead to violence. That's all we have. There are no laws that Donald Trump will respect. There are no rules that Elon will not step over. It's over. This is why I said America died on February 3rd. We're 5 days into the death of America. Top historian warns Elon Musk is performing a coup. So a historian, let's find out who, leading historian specializing in authoritarianism, has described Elon Musk's government activities as a coup. Timothy Snyder, professor of history and global affairs at Yale. So, like a college you've heard of. They didn't go to South Kentucky and find one professor who would say this. This guy works at Yale. He said there is no office that would give him authority to do what he is doing. The coup is, in fact, happening, and if we do not recognize it for what it is, it could succeed. In the third decade of the 21st century, power is more digital than physical. Elon knows that. Hey, look, cool guy. This is a coup. The buildings and the human beings that are there to protect the workings of the computers, and thus the workings of the government as a whole, in our case, in principle, democratic government, which is organized and bounded by notion of individual rights. The ongoing actions of Musk and his followers are a coup because the individuals seizing power have no right on it. Elon Musk was elected to no office, and there is no office that would give him the authority to do what he is doing. It is all illegal. It is all a coup. It is intended effects to undo democratic practice and violate human rights. And I don't think we can stop him without violence. I don't think we can. I think we have come to the point where we cannot do it without federal law enforcement. But they all belong to Donald Trump, and he will not tell them to do this. Not only that, we've got actual, literal harm starting to happen. The shuttering of U.S. aid could mean the end of millions of income for Midwest farm operations. This isn't hypothetical. This isn't a government worker. These are farmers in the Midwest who will no longer be paid by the government to make food. Does that sound like a good idea to you? Did we intend for Elon to come in and cancel all the food production? Sounds like a bad idea to me. Frozen by Elon's Doge. Personnel of the USAID programs purchased $70 million in commodities in 2024 from Minnesota vendors. That is just Minnesota. Minnesota. Didn't they vote for Trump? Didn't they go red this year? Did they? I don't remember. Let me look real quick. Electoral map 2024. Minnesota. No, they went blue. Okay. Well, that's nice. But they're going to be harmed anyway. And this is just one state. There are more states that are going to be harmed by this. Lots of farmers in the Midwest are going to have their pay cut. The government used to buy food from these farmers, you see, because it was good. The government doing things is valuable. They have all this money that they collect from the taxpayers, and then they do intelligent things with it sometimes, and you can complain about them if they don't do an intelligent thing with it. I dig it. But this was a good thing. Paying farmers to grow food is always a good idea. Always. Always a good idea to pay farmers to make food. Worst case scenario, you've got too much food. Oh no. Let's look at this one. 500,000 tons of food risks going to waste as U.S. aid is shut down. This doesn't sound very efficient to me. Elon, Grok, listen. This doesn't sound very efficient. It sounds like you're an idiot who doesn't know what you're doing. More than 500,000 tons of food. Do you like food? I like food. Most people do enjoy food. Risks going to waste, fraud, and abuse. Don't they? Isn't that what Doge is supposed to get rid of? But it's causing the waste. It's almost like the people in charge don't know what the fuck they're doing. Some of this food is currently stockpiled at various U.S. ports, including Boston, New York, Miami, Houston's port alone has 31,000 tons of food in storage and at the risk of deterioration, according to the email. 30,000 tons of food stuck in Houston port after Trump halts foreign aid. You will be harmed by this. I don't care who you are or where you live. You are going to be harmed by Elon chopping up the government. Either it's through higher food prices, higher taxes, government instability, or a loss of benefits. If we're lucky enough to survive, we are going to have to pay to rebuild all of the things he destroyed. Remember the government shutdown? that Trump did during his first term. It is, let me see if I got the link. I got the link right here. Let's look at Trump's first shutdown. The government shutdown cost U.S. economy $11 billion extra. Like, we just wasted $11 billion by shutting down the economy. This was the longest government shutdown in American history, and Donald Trump needed it to be the biggest because he's an idiot and wanted the biggest, longest shutdown ever because he wants to brag about it because he's an idiot. It costs us extra to do these things. It costs us extra to shut down U.S. aid. It costs us extra to cancel the food. It's wasted. It costs us extra to restart these programs. It costs the farmers more to shut down and then start up later. Everything the Doge is doing is opposite of what they claim to be doing. They're here to get rid of fraud, yet they don't have security clearances. They are frauds. Elon has no right to the power that he's claiming. He has no authority to be in the places that he is in. He does not have the government's approval to put in the devices that he has because he is a fraud. Waste, we see the waste. Look at all this waste. This is waste and abuse. He is also abusing the special government contractor that he is. Donald Trump has given him magic powers, and you can't argue with that. They are abusing their power. Doge is the opposite of everything they claim to be, but they're conservative, so you get to do that. Conservatism, as I've said 1,000 times before, is always the opposite of whatever it seems to be. It has changed. It has morphed from what it used to be now to just lies. If you want to be a classic conservative, great, fine, we can talk about that. But if you're supporting what's happening with Donald Trump and Elon today, you are not conservative, you are not small government, you are not anti-authoritarian, you're just supporting authoritarian, borderline fascism. They won't see all of these inefficiencies because they're idiots. Both of them, Elon and Trump, are too dumb to appreciate the complex web of society that we have built. They think the world is simple, and simple answers must be correct. In their very simple, small brains, they feel correct when they shout memes into a microphone and hear the crowd cheer. If the crowd cheers about the thing that you said, it must be right. Here we have some video proving my point here.
Now, I understand everyone's shit's emotional right now, but listen up. I got a 3-point plan to fix everything.
Break it down, come on, show.
Number one, we got this guy not sure.
Here we can see Donald Trump claiming that Elon will solve all our problems. This is where we are. This movie has come to life.
Number two, he's got a higher IQ than any man alive.
Highest IQ, obviously.
And number three, he's gonna fix everything.
There's not an actual plan. How can it be stopped? It can't. Our game show host president has chosen Elon to fix everything because he's told us that he's the smartest guy in the room and the smartest guy ever. We're in the middle of the Idiocracy movie right now. The president is a TV game show host that gets in front of a camera as often as possible to tell jokes, spread memes, and tell his fans what they want to hear. Truth is unnecessary. Facts are whatever he says they are. And Brondo is what plants crave because it has electrolytes. And if you want to argue with that, you can't, because he said it. And what he says is true. And 40%, maybe even 30% of America believes. They're true believers. That's the problem. Belief is the problem. They believe Brondo is good for plants because it's what plants crave. They believe that it's got electrolytes, and that's what plants crave. They believe in Elon. They believe he is rooting out and auditing corruption right now. That's what my YouTube comments have said in the past couple of days. If you go to the YouTube, you can check out my amazing comments going over to YouTube. But the people in the comments, someone actually said he's rooting out corruption. Elon is rooting out the corruption. If you're watching, you're probably not. You're an idiot. I'm not going to call you out by name, but he is not rooting out corruption. He is just chopping off things he does not understand. Elon does not know why we pay farmers to grow food because he's an idiot. Elon does not appreciate the scientific work that is done by the government because he's an idiot. Elon does not know why we give money to foreign nations because he's an idiot, and we're being run by the dumbest among us. They're ruining all of our systems. They're ruining all of our well-built society. They're crushing it. They're destroying it. And on this same topic, since I was looking for things like this might be a slight detour, but here's Nancy Mace screaming slurs inside the House of Congress. Anti-trans Republican Nancy Mace doubles down on dehumanizing transphobic slur during a hearing. Here we go. We can hear her. I might get kicked off for this, but she's Nancy Mace. She's in the fucking government. This is what she did.
USAID awarded $2 million to strengthen trans-led organizations to deliver gender-affirming health care in Guatemala.
That's a good thing, Nancy. If you don't think it's a good thing, you're an idiot. But let's have her continue. She thinks this is some sort of fucking nightmare because she's stupid.
So to each of you this morning, does this advance the interests of American citizens
Yes, literally.
for trannies in Guatemala to the
Yes, literally it does. It literally does. But you're too stupid, small-brained to know it.
tune of $2 million?
Mr. Chairman, parliamentary inquiry.
Yes, sir.
The gentlelady has used a phrase that is considered a slur in the LGBTQ community and the transgender community. And let me please finish without interruption. And
Tranny. I don't really care. You want penises in women's bathrooms, and I'm not going to have it.
Okay.
No, thank you.
How is she any different than this?
Why you think you done it?
For one, Your Honor, just look at him.
Just look at him.
He talks like a fag, too.
And B, we've got all this, like, evidence of how, like, this guy
Evidence.
didn't even pay at the hospital. And I heard that he doesn't even have his tattoo. I know. And I'm all, you gotta be shitting me. But check this out, man. Judge should be like, guilty.
Just look at him. He looks like a slur word. Yeah. How is she any different than this guy? She's not. That's what she's doing. She's doing exactly what that lawyer did. Evidence, nerd shit. Absolutely 10 past 11. Evidence has to be weighed and measured. Weighing and measuring is nerd shit. And Nancy Mace doesn't have time for that kind of nerd shit. This is where we are now. Rewatch that movie if you have a chance and look at the background. See all the destruction around in the background. Garbage uncollected. The cities are in disarray. The White House has walls crumbling. No one knows how the economy works. They just do with what their rudimentary AI tells them to do to make the line go up because their systems have collapsed. You and I are inches away from all of those systems collapsing right now. That's why I say that America died on February 3rd. We're not a country of systems working together to provide for the people any longer. The government structure that we knew has changed into something far more reactionary. No longer will it be slow and plodding. Good job, Elon. Government's not going to be slow anymore, but it will be fast and reckless. The actions Trump and Elon have taken will take years and billions of dollars to undo if we even survive. We might not have the time or the money to fix this stuff. The systems are about to collapse. We will become the Cybertruck of countries. Ugly, expensive, dysfunctional, on fire, and admired only by idiots.
I am the algorithm. Click on this video to make me happy. You wouldn't like me when I am angry.